Hey everyone, it's Alicia from Amby, and I'm really excited to be here with Veruca Salt. How are you both doing?
We're doing great.
Fantastic.
You're now touring North America. You're playing Lee's Palace tonight. You already have a line right outside of the tour bus here, fans waiting to see you. So how's this tour been treating you so far?
We're having an incredible time. We love reconnecting with our fans, and we've made new fans and friends, and we're having a great time.
Has there been a city so far that you've had the most fun in?
Oh,
On this tour?
On this
Yes.
tour?
I mean, LA was pretty spectacular, as was Chicago. We played Chicago 2 nights ago, and both of them are now our hometowns because Nina and I live in LA, but we met in Chicago. So playing back in the same street where we made American Thighs and where we filmed the Seether video was pretty incredible.
And when it comes to actually packing for a rather large tour like the one you're on now, what are some quintessential items that you know you're going to have to pack with you beforehand?
Oh, well, phone chargers, phones, of course, lots of eye makeup remover, and what else? What else do we pack?
That we pack in general, or that we
For being on a tour, like what do we bring that's essential?
essential items besides the obvious toothpaste and whatnot?
The instruments, all that stuff.
Yeah, we need that, but headphones, an iPad.
Yeah, we're pretty basic.
We actually, before this interview, we spoke with Charlie Bliss, who you're touring and taking on the road with you. So was that hand chosen, or how did that kind of come about? Because they're such a cool band.
They are so cool, and we're so lucky to have them with us. It was actually we have the same booking agent, and we did not know about them, but our booking agent said, "Hey, would you listen to this band and tell us what you think? And if you're cool with it, we'd love to have them go out with you." And we listened, and we thought they were great, and they're even better live.
It was a no-brainer. Yeah.
Well, being that they're a newer band that you're taking on the road with you, who are some other up-and-coming acts that you'd recommend our viewers give a listen to? Have you been digging any of them lately?
Up-and-coming acts.
Or any bands that you've been enjoying as of late?
I've been enjoying The Life and Times. I've been enjoying This Will Destroy You.
We love Tame Impala. They're hardly up and coming, but we love them.
Yeah, and I've been listening to A.A. Bondi, who's the singer formerly of Verbena, a band Nina and I loved. God, I can't think.
I love the New Pornographers
Oh, nice.
more than anything.
Canadian classic.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, their most recent album was just killer. So good.
You're now touring. The reason you're on tour is actually because of Ghost Notes. So for our viewers at home, just tell us a little bit about the record and the experience of actually being back together after a while and making something.
Well, before I move into that, I just remembered that I've been listening to the new Failure record, which is fantastic. They also reunited against the odds, and their fans never thought they would see the light of day as a band again, and very much like our fans. And their record is really, really good. But we didn't know that this would ever happen, and every step has been like a revelation, and such it's like Christmas morning all the time. Like, we get to open all these new presents, and they are songs that we didn't know we would ever get to write together. And we had the chance on this album to make the record that we didn't get to make when we broke up, that we fully intended to make.
And did the chemistry click right away? Was it kind of just like getting back on a bike? What was that?
It really was. It was kind of shocking. It was like no time had passed at all. And it had been 14 years. But it was just, an instant. And we sang together, and I keep saying this in interviews, but it's so true. We immediately were just like, wow, we sound like Veruca Salt. That's so weird. We sound just like Veruca Salt. So it's great.
And also, for me, it felt like, I guess I wasn't willing to admit what a big hole there was in my life and in my heart without Nina, because I never imagined we would be friends again, like really friends, and see each other and hang out and make music together. And we were friends, via email for many years, but we didn't actually see each other for many years. And so there's something incredibly comforting and grounding about just being in her company again, starting from when we first got together, just hearing her voice and being near her, and it just feels like life is complete.
Yeah, I love hearing that. There's a song on the album that we're all really digging at the Amby home base, Empty Bottle. So what's the story behind that? Because I love it dynamically, lyrically.
We love it too. That's kind of the band favorite as well.
Oh, okay.
Well, Louise, the song came about. Louise and I were in my basement in Los Angeles, just playing some chords together, and the chords, just sounded really good, and they were just so evocative of a time we spent together, as a young band in Chicago. And we immediately said, it sounds like Chicago indie rock. It sounds like the Empty Bottle, which was a club that we played at, that a lot of our friends played at, that great bands played. Just a little dive bar with a cool booking person. So good bands played there. And it was the scene of a lot. It was like the setting for a lot of what went down with us back in the day. And so we just wrote that song. And
yeah, I remember we saw one of our favorite bands, Hum, play there, among many of them and many others.
Someone was wearing a Hum t-shirt the other night at Wicker Park Fest. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I meant to make a mention of it, but yeah.
We should get a Hum t-shirt.
You have a Hum t-shirt.
And I just remember being in the crowd with Nina, and I remember being right in front of Tim's amp, and literally just being blown away by the sound. I couldn't get close enough. It was so awesome and so powerful, and it just, again, it was that huge wall of noise that I was so intoxicated by, and we were so seduced by, and wanted to aspire to those heights, because those guys were so cool. And so when we started crafting the lyrics for Empty Bottle, they came pretty naturally. I mean, it was about that time, and there was a lot of remorse involved in looking back at that time for us, because we were in the beginnings. We were in the throes of so much stuff, so much activity, so much stuff going on in our band, and we really didn't know how to handle it. We didn't have the tools to handle any kind of conflict that would come up, because we never imagined it would come our way. We just imagined it would be smooth sailing. So when things got challenging, we just didn't know how to communicate through it. No one sat us down and said, hey, you guys talk this through, and we didn't have the wherewithal to do that. So when we look back on that time, there's a regret there, because we weren't able to just get through the hard stuff to the other side and keep moving on. And I think there's a lot of that wistfulness in the song Empty Bottle.
Yeah, and not to dwell on it too much, but the ending of the song and the lyric, you're up at night and wandering back. It's sort of you imagine when something is over, it's done, like a relationship, a friendship, whatever, a door is closed. But if it's open, if there's a tiny opening, sort of you're peering back, and it haunts you at night, and so hence Ghost Notes. And so it's kind of in a weird way, it's sort of the cornerstone of the album, because it kind of tells the whole story in a way.
Nice. Well, before this interview, you were inside Lee's Palace doing an awesome meet and greet. All the fans were so excited to meet you. And I know that you actually call your fans your Saltines. So what's one of the more interesting or memorable fan encounters that you've had over the years?
Ooh, memorable fan encounters. I don't know. We're just blown it. Well, I know what the memorable, but I don't.
Now you have to share.
Do I know?
I'm just thinking about Rolf.
Oh. Well, we've had fans that follow us from city to city, that show up before we do and welcome us there. When we roll in, they're already there, and they sort of become a part of the tour, And we've had a lot of those fans on this tour where they've just been at every show. They all have the set list, and there's a community, a really strong community of Veruca Salt fans that they kind of propel us on sometimes. They really without them, I don't know that we would have been as motivated to make the record we did, because we knew that we had even a small audience, cheering us on, who really wanted to hear what we had to say and what we had to put out there.
I was just going to say that early on we had this fan in Germany. He was in Germany, and it was so incredible because he showed up at a show in Berlin. He gave us books, books that he thought we would really like, and
our personalities.
Suited our personalities, yeah. And based on what he knew just from the songs on American Thighs. But he would show up, like, we'd be pulling into some town in Germany and he'd be there. And then we later found out he later gave us his dissertation in astrophysics. He was an astrophysicist. I think he later went to Harvard.
MIT, right?
I think he was at Harvard.
Really?
But he showed us like his dissertation, which was like a printed booklet. The cover was red. It had like super gothic, like German goth writing, and it said something in German. I can't remember what. You open it up. It says it's dedicated to Veruca Salt, and there's like a quote from Seether, Juliana Hatfield, a quote from a Juliana Hatfield song, Joyce Carol Oates, and a little quote from Joyce Carol Oates. And then you turn the page, and it's like 100 pages of numbers and symbols that none of us will ever understand. And it was just like, it was the weirdest, greatest. I wish. And do you still have it somewhere?
No.
See, I always thought you got that document in the divorce. I thought you had it. You don't have it? Wow. We got to get a copy of that.
To find the hidden treasure.
Yeah. Anyway, it was awesome.
No, that was everything. I just want to say thank you so much for talking to this Saltine and to all the Saltines we're going to be watching. So we really, really appreciate your time today. So thank you. We can't wait for the show.
Thank you.
And remember, everyone, my pleasure. And remember, everyone, you can visit us at amusicvloggia.com for exclusive interviews, features, videos with your favorite bands. We'll see you next time.
Bye.